Alright. What's up, bitches? I've decided to do something a little different today. Only because there's so much crap going on in the world, and it's easy to find a topic every single day and rant and rave about it because it's so wrong and messed up, and it's really easy to get sucked into that pattern of just going pointing out all the crap that's wrong, so aside from all the crap that's wrong in the world, unfortunately, we're not even able to spread any kind of, knowledge or word or advice or anything like that around because we'll be labeled, you know, um, all kinds of things. So that I can't even say because then they'll censor me or something. So I decided to focus on something more positive and things that we can do to help ourselves because you can suffer and you can sit there and lay down and die all day long. But when it comes to solutions, how many people have those? How many people have solutions that you can actually do to help yourself today? And so that's something I've been focusing on a lot because you can only do so much. You can only do so much to try to help yourself. And after that, I mean, what can you do? Nothing. So I did some research on a few things, and I decided that I was going to look into, because I know with the 5G coming out that was something that was a concern for me. I didn't want to have to deal with that. I think that there's a lot of things about that concern me, but the big one was that I could feel it already. I could feel things. I had this pain, really bad pain in my neck, and it ran through my arms. Both my hands would go numb. So, anyway, I started looking into the effects of the EMFs and things like that, and indeed, that's one of the symptoms was actually that neck pain. So, anyway, I did some looking around, and I made some investments, and I was gifted with a few things, and this is what I've come up with. Now, I've been digging crystals my whole life. I love crystals. I believe that they grow for me. In fact, I have one here in my hand that was gifted to me for my birthday from my brother Mick. And it's the most powerful crystal I've ever owned. And it's right here. Let's see if I can find it in the camera. There it is. And if you see that little tit on the top there, that little teeny thing right there, the little one next to the big one, right here, or is that teeny one? Not the big one, but the little one. Anyway, this one here, this one. I made that grow myself, and in minutes. I mean, it didn't take very long. And so basically, this is what I know about crystals that, here, look at the size of this sucker. I wrapped it in copper. I'll put it down here. Anyway, I wrapped it in copper and copper tape. So I've always known that crystals are awesome and powerful and just amazing. I see, a whole world in there. As a matter of fact, this one is triple, they call it triple terminated. It's 3 crystals side by side. As you can see, they run side by side together, and they're on both ends. They're pointed. They have both their terminations on both ends, so they're pointed on both ends. This is really powerful. You don't find them both ends intact very often, but as you can see, this one has some kind of bug or something in it. When I cleaned these out the other day, because I put them in Himalayan salt water, salt rock, the water that was left over there was like a bug in it. Because when these came down, some of them broke and some of the stuff that was inside the crystals came out. I've always felt like there'd be gold or something in there. Anyway, this one has 2 things in it, and it looks like a bug. I think it's a bug. Look, there's a leg and everything. But if it was, can you imagine how old that fucking thing was? Excuse my language. So these are the most powerful crystals. The ones with the points on both ends. And this one has 3 crystals side by side with all their points, both ends. It's very powerful. So, what the deal with these is, I would like to show you now as well, is this orgone pyramid that I got online. It was bought for me online. And it was made probably in India, I think it was. And it's beautiful. It's not what I was hoping for, but as you can see on the inside, up here on top, there's a crystal wrapped in coil. And then they have the organic and inorganic layers inside of that, as well as the crystal shards, broken up, and some other organic stones. So I decided that I'm going to make some of these orgone pyramids and things. This one is 2. I put 2 crystals, both terminated crystals, and I put 2 of them top to bottom, so they're running, there's 2 crystals in front of each other like that. And you want to make sure they're pointing the right way, so that's going to be the top. That other end is connected to the earth. Let's see, is that right? Or this way? Yeah. Like this. So that makes it really, really powerful. Of course, the termination's in there. You can see the points on it. And so then you wrap it in coil. I use copper, as you can see. I think that maybe having some smaller copper wire would be beneficial, because I've got a lot of these little teeny crystals, and like this one is from Tibet. This is a Tibetan smoky quartz, and it's really beautiful. I absolutely love this. I believe in the power of healing with crystals, and I know that they can do so much more for us than we've ever been led on. I absolutely believe in the power of crystals. When I would go hunting for crystals, I would do it on the full moon, and I would do it right before the sun comes up, right at, just the break of dawn, even before. You want to be out there before. And the key really is to have neutral energy, not to be out there just pulling up everything you can and raping the land, because there's enough of that. And I believe that these little crystals can run away from you. They can, go back into the earth. I believe that. I mean, they're not like little rodents and they run, but, discreetly they stop shining. They stop shining their light so you can see them and whatever. Because that's what they do for me. They shine and they sparkle and go, ooh, I'm right here. Pick me up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make orgone pyramids. I've got lots of crystals, and I've got lots of metal shavings, and I've already got this awesome, very expensive my silicone resin. So I thought that I would throw that out there, because there's only so much you can do, with your attitude, with your mind, and, try to be positive. But when it comes down to actually doing things that are going to be beneficial for you, aside from putting, the armor of God on every day, you have to be prepared for the battle, because it is a battle, and it's a spiritual battle, and it's going all around us. And there's a lot of things to focus on that are negative, to look at. It's horrible. Here's the thing. I can't do anything about all of the things that are happening in the world. I can get on a soapbox and bitch about it, but at the end of the day, I can't really do anything about it. The powers that be, it's principles, where they're not of this earth. I think that there are things happening that are so powerful that we really have to defend ourselves in ways that we don't even understand. So I have zero doubt about, trying to do things that maybe even seem a little kooky. And that's just it. That's the best part about this for me, is because all the things that I've felt so strongly about my whole life, it's coming out now that these things really do matter. They really are powerful. and more so than I ever would have dreamed. But I knew in my heart that, you know, for some reason I was really drawn to him. So I am willing to make orgone pyramids for anyone that would like one. You know, you can request colors, stones, you can request the metal shavings, you can, you know, even the size. I can do pretty much any size at this point. I haven't really got a pricing thing down. A lot of it's material. I already had most of the things that I needed to start with. So luckily, you know, I already have basically everything I need. I did have a few questions, but I think I had them handled pretty fairly quickly. You know, I prayed about it, and they come to me. The answers come to me, and you know, without any of my own biases attached to them, I have to look at, you know, what the message was without me, what I want. So I am willing to make you a orgone pyramid, or I can do orgone the I can even do the pucks, the smaller ones. I think the pyramids are probably the most powerful. I think there's a lot of things you can do. You know, just in your house, put one next to your bed. You know, even in the yard. I guess it's supposed to really have an effect on the electromagnetic, you know, radiation coming in through the ionosphere, through the sun, however, and as well as the microwaves, you know, coming in from the smart meters, things like that. There's a lot of things that we don't even realize, because just because we can't smell it or taste it or see it, it doesn't mean it's not harming you. It's not out there. It is. And that's the thing about it. Nowadays, it's so covert. We don't even realize what's happening. That's the key to this thing, is that there is something more to the conspiracy theories, you know. I've never been monetized, and so I don't worry about that. But it's amazing to me how someone who doesn't get paid for their videos is still so very censored. I had one video that had over 1,200 views. It was about making it. I was making tuna fish or something. I don't know. You know, let me tell you something. The most ridiculous video can get thousands of views, and then when you're trying to say something important, you'll be blocked and shut down on every turn. And even when people are out there trying to do good and have nothing but good intentions, there's always someone right behind them to come and shit on it. So, I'm not. I'm not looking to be monetized whatsoever. I do, however, I'm taking any kind of donations to get this started. And if you want to donate to my little orgone company, you may do that. I'll leave a link after the video. Or if you can just remember, it's Jezebel's Jollies. So the PayPal, I think my link is, you know, Jezebel's Jollies. Oh, great. So now I got to pause. Hold on. Thank you, and I'll be back.